thank you for hopping on. It's been exactly almost 2 years since you were on the podcast. You were I think episode number 3 or 4. There was 4 people that I interviewed for my first podcast.
Told me I was going to be the first episode.
I told everybody
jaded about that.
I was, but the way that we recorded it, it was weird. It was you good? It was weird because
too much.
It was David Vonderhaar, then Scump, then
Fwiz.
you. Oh no, Fwiz was number 1. Fwiz, Vonderhaar, Seth, or him and then Seth.
Now would be a good time to have Vaughn on.
Yeah,
Treyarch just announced in Raven software.
It was difficult to. One day, I want to sit down with Vonderhaar and like really ask him the questions.
We're gonna have to wait till he leaves Treyarch, whenever that is.
I don't think he ever will.
Yeah, well, he said a long time ago that I think like it was Black Ops 3 that was gonna be the last Call of Duty he ever worked on, but I just don't think he could rip himself away from the work and his legacy.
No, it's insane. The amount of people that hype him up too, me included, like it's hard to it's hard to walk away from.
Yeah, I think he likes it.
You think he likes the?
Well, I think he likes the attention to a certain degree. I know that he's had issues with security and people threatening him because regardless if the threat has any warrant behind it or any
merit
realness, it still makes a person feel uncomfortable. But I think I think he likes the excitement around the game that he's creating. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
It's like immediate dopamine.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be hard for him to tear away from that cycle that he has every 3 years.
Yeah. Anyway, so 2 years almost. A lot has happened, right? I was still with Optic when we first do this thing. You just had become CEO, I think. Mac Miller had just died. Like it's been a long ass time since we did this.
It has been, man.
Which is weird because we see each other enough, but most of the time we're just hanging out.
Yeah, and we FaceTime, like once or twice every month.
Yeah, but that just doesn't work. And I like doing these in person. I like doing these like podcasts in person. I just think that it has been weird for you and Jack to do them over Zoom calls or shit.
Well, it feels silly just because we built this multi-million-dollar facility, the Cash App compound, and we built this incredible production studio, and we've only used it once. And the second time that I think we used it, I wasn't even on the show because I had at the time, I'm pretty sure it was COVID. Well, but they thought it was the flu. They just wrote it off as the flu. I didn't get tested. I think it was COVID. We had Jack Dorsey come on the podcast when I still had the Nadeshot self-made podcast. But it's actually been easier. I'm surprised with how easy the transition from working in an office has been to, just working from my bedroom. It just feels familiar, like what I used to do.
Do you miss going in?
I miss the people that I worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, there were certain things I didn't like about working in an office. I always felt obligated to make myself look busy because I knew everybody else was working, and I felt a sense of guilt when I wasn't.
So what would you do, like to pretend?
Shit. I mean, the new office, dude, I've got these blackout shades I could, motorized, they go down, and then nobody bothers me. But I don't feel guilty anymore. I mean, I've been busting my ass during quarantine. Yeah. I was streaming a lot. I do my part.
Yeah.
So I do miss seeing the people. I feel like energized sometimes when I'm in the office with that many people. And I feel like communication has gotten a little difficult just because I don't use like our internal communication that much. It's just like, if you guys need me, just text me.
Yeah.
But it's been all right. Can't complain.
We had a couple of projects that were supposed to launch at the beginning of the year that they kept going, but we haven't announced them. And that shit sucks because like a lot of people were putting like hard work into this shit, and we didn't. It for me, like nothing really changed because like immediately I told Matt, I'm like, all right, if you're gonna come into work, you have to abide by all the rules and you have to self quarantine, and if you go out, sanitize, the whole thing. All the content guys too. I mean, obviously they don't leave, or not the content guys, but content guys and Seth and them. Like I told them, I'm like, yo, if you guys are gonna go out, you guys can't be coming in here. So we did like everything. We even did the 6 foot apart shit from the wall to. We really took that shit serious, and it's a serious matter, obviously. But Texas just didn't give a fuck, and they opened it up,
bro.
Right? So for us, it didn't bug because we were in our own little bubble, and we didn't really like go to any bars or like that. Like even lunch was kind of difficult, because in Texas, if you didn't know, it's very, very Republican, right? So if I'm wearing a mask, then I hate freedom, and I'm not an American.
It's just divided.
And then if I don't wear a mask, then I'm an asshole who's self-centered and doesn't care about people.
Yeah.
So I just said, I'm just going to do the right thing. I'm going to follow science or whatever. And then for as long as it is, I don't know anything about that, right? Like if people say, if medical people, if medics and fucking scientific people, folks,
So eloquent.
are telling me wear a mask, I'm going to wear a mask.
Yeah. Well, there's no reason not to wear a mask. I was just talking about this on stream, and we talked a little bit about it on the Hecz and Nadeshot show. My biggest question is, in America right now, the mask as a topic is very controversial, where I would say like 75% of Americans probably believe that the right thing to do is to wear a mask. And then you have the other 25% where they have a bunch of different reasons, like you're taking away my freedom, or God doesn't want me to be breathing in the carbon dioxide that I'm breathing out, and a whole list of reasons. And my question is, do other countries have people that are just irrational and say shit like we do? Because everyone's, obviously the joke is America has these cases, it's always rising, other countries don't. So I'm wondering, there has to be other countries where you have like this radical thought that this mask is a plot by the government to kill me or take away my rights.
I don't know. Japan did a really good job of just like canceling it all.
Well, Japan, I mean, they already have a society and culture that wears masks frequently. Yeah. I mean, if you pre-COVID,
I remember
if you walked around Japan or went there, a lot of people had masks on. It was just something that they did.
And is it? I always wondered. I'm like, oh, they must be sick, or they don't want to get sick, but it's they don't want to get other people sick.
Yeah, like it's a really proud nation and mindset.
Yeah, you can't even spit on the street. You get fucking caned.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's Japan. That's like Taiwan or something.
I think the biggest issue in America, and this is just my perspective, and you don't have to agree with it. I'm not saying I'm right, but I feel like there's no... people talk about having a sense of pride in freedom in your country, in the United States, but I feel like people don't really care about their neighbors or the strangers on the street. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously it's tougher depending on where you live and what's happening around you. But there's no sense of, love thy neighbor and care for these people around you. And I think that could be an issue with just so many different cultures. They call the United States a melting pot. But if you go to Japan or China or any other country that is primarily the same race and religion, there's a sense of belonging, I would say. And I think that's just instinctual and biological in how people think. And I feel like that's the biggest issue in America is people don't care about each other. Yeah. And that's the biggest issue.
It's such a weird time. I was telling my Uber driver today through my mask that this is the most pleasant experience I've ever had in LA. There's no traffic. Yeah. I got to the place that I needed to go to in 20 minutes. As it said on my Apple Maps, it wasn't an extended additional 20 minutes because of traffic. It's Saturday. It's Sunday in the middle of the day. Yeah. And there was like no issues me getting there. And the Uber driver said that this is the best summer that LA has ever had in the last 20 years. Dude's been here all his life. He's like, this is the best summer it's been, but nobody's enjoying it because everybody's inside. And then I said, well, maybe it's because we've been, the smog and all the pollution has sort of like reshaped the way that the clouds form or whatever.
Well, wait, what was he saying? Why it's the best summer? What was it? What did he?
He just said that the weather.
Dude, it's like this I've been living here for 5 years. I've been living here for 20, but the weather's always like this. The weather here is the same every day, unless it's June gloom, or it's just cloudy in the morning. Yeah. Or like 2 years ago, we had a really bad drought, and then it rained for like a month straight. There's actually a ton of flooding. But the weather's the same all the time.
No, the dude seemed uber positive.
Yeah, but he probably thinks it's been a great summer because he doesn't have to deal with traffic every day if he's driving Uber.
That's also true.
He's probably just happy.
The fact that you were able to see the Eiffel Tower from some parts in London goes to show that there is a massive, massive pollution problem.
Don't disagree with that. Yeah. I agree with that. Cars not being on the road every single day and, basically cities coming to a halt for sure. It's definitely helped. Because I do remember air pollution has gone down drastically. I mean, they took like satellite imagery of, I forget what city, I think it was just a general continent. And they like the astronauts that were up there or the satellite photos they'd taken, they've never seen it so clear. Yeah. Reminds me of that movie Day After Tomorrow.
So good. I just watched it.
When the storm clears up, you're like, wow, you guys aren't going to believe this. It's beautiful. I've never seen the earth like this. Yeah. Maybe we need that.
Maybe we need that.
Shit. I live in Southern California. I think that was like the safe zone.
No.
People went down the border to Mexico.
Yeah.
But I think I'd survive.
I don't think I could ever go back.
To Mexico?
Yeah. I'd probably stop like in Dallas. I think I'm as far south as I'm willing to go.
I could
Maybe
live in like
Austin.
Tulum or
Where's Tulum?
I don't know. I don't know where Tulum is. I swear to God, though, it's in Mexico. Every single person in Southern California, it's like, oh my God, you haven't been to Tulum yet? Tulum. I mean, even Haley's been there a bunch of times. Like all of the rich folk, it's like the place to be is Tulum.
And it's in Mexico.
It's in Mexico, and it's one of the most expensive places.
Is it Baja California?
I have no idea.
I think it is. I think it's in Baja. Oh, no, Tulum. That's not Tulum. That's by Yucatan.
Did you spell Tulum right?
T-O-L.
Is it T-U-L-U-M?
It's Tulum.
Yeah, apparently it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not. That's
Cabo.
That is 2 hours from Dallas. Believe it or not.
Well, you should go to Tulum then. You should take Judith on a vacation. I shit you not. There's two things in LA that every white girl knows about. It's Tulum and then the Cloud Couch from Restoration Hardware. I did not know what either of these things were until I'm at, like a poppin' day party, and every single girl is like, oh my God, Tulum?
Oh my God.
Wait, you have a Cloud Couch back at the house?
What's a Cloud Couch?
Cloud Couch is from a store called Restoration Hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And it's if you are successful and you care about your comfort, you should have a Cloud Couch. Because what I didn't realize is that the house that we rented for the last content house for 100 Thieves, it had a Restoration Hardware Cloud Couch inside. And I was always so obsessed with it. And I was like, what is this? What is this? And then one time a girl finally came over to the house and said, you guys have a Cloud Couch? And that's when I learned.
A Cloud Couch?
Bro, I mean, the story of a Cloud Couch even goes as far as I was on stream with Devin Booker, and I think it was like the first time that we actually played together. And he was talking about how he got a new crib. He's been into wine, into art, and all these things.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, bro, let me ask you something. Do you got a Cloud Couch? He's like, oh, shit. Yeah, you know all about that. I'm like, uh-huh. He's like, yeah, man, I filled up my entire theater room with it. So it's like $5,000 for each piece, or $4,000. If you get a full couch, I think it's anywhere between like 20 to 40 grand. No bullshit though, Hector. It is the comfiest couch I have ever sat in my entire life.
I've never heard of it.
It is life-changing. It is life-changing.
I can't believe Judith has not. Maybe she has. She's
Cloud
never,
Couch.
Then my theater room's about to be transformed then.
Dude, it'll change your life.
Really?
I
Cloud
swear.
Couch. Maddie, make a note of the Cloud Couch, please.
If you want, Haley has one at her apartment. That was what she was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Get these chairs out of here and bring the couch in here.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, dude.
Really? I don't know. There's like the sheets that you guys use here.
Sheiks.
Like they're stretchy, match. I get in and I only undo the corner. Like when I'm in a hotel, I only undo the corner of the bed and then I sneak in and I'm cocooned. I don't move around at night either, but I just like to be hugged. You know what I mean? I like to be, and this goes back to when I was a little kid. There used to be, in my room, my sister and I shared a room, and our beds were like against the wall. And what I used to do is I used to wrap myself in the blanket and then like lean onto the side and sleep in between the bed and the couch.
Yeah. So for sure.
Not the bed and the wall. So I wasn't. That same wall, by the way, made me hurt for the rest of my life because I did a somersault onto the wall and my tailbone hit. And since I was 8 years old, my tailbone has if I sit, that's the only reason I fly first class. I'm a man of a people. I'll fly in the back. I don't give no fuck. But my butt hurts. So
hey, that's what you get for being a stupid ass little kid doing shit you weren't supposed to do, and that's how you learn.
I put coat hangers in my teeth and fucking somersaults on the bed onto a wall.
Yeah, but Sheik's bed fittings and the sheets in general are incredible. SHEEX Sheiks. If you guys want to send me free shit, feel free.
Yeah,
incredible,
same.
Dude. I got that actually from Justina, my ex. I mean, those sheets they put me onto that.
Yeah,
you get them at like Bed Bath and Beyond, and it's like it keeps you warm, but also keeps you cool at the same time.
Yeah,
like people talk about getting like 1,000 thread count, Persian silk sheets.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit, bro.
It is?
Sheiks, it's all you need.
Bro,
and for any guys, you want to impress a girl, you ever bring a girl back and you got these sheets, dude, she want to come back just for the sheets. Even if you suck at fucking and you can't do it right, the sheets will bring them back, and that's a fact.
Yeah,
and at least you'll think you're sophisticated in some way, like, oh my god.
This whole thing about lasting long and treating them, making them smile, no, it's all about the sheets.
Yeah, you don't have to know where the clitoris is. I still haven't found it.
It's a mythical. It doesn't exist.
The limit does not exist. The clitoris does not exist.
So Hutch says, he's like, it's like bollocks. It does not exist.
You ever seen the episode of I used to watch South Park a ton as a kid, and I was talking about this the other day, where they basically set it up like these kids were on a quest like Lord of the Rings, and they had the staffs on and the cloaks, and they were trying to find the clitoris. It's so good.
I think my favorite South Park episode.
I think my favorite South Park episode.
I have two.
Have you seen my baseball?
I have two good ones. The Michael Jackson one, rest in peace, and the one where
You can throw that in.
I
Did he diddle them kids? We don't know.
We don't know. I
don't know if it's cool to be cool with Michael Jackson anymore.
I don't know. I haven't played his music in a long time because of the show. But the other one was where they theorized, there was a hypothesis that said that if you eat through your asshole, you shit through your mouth. And they did. They fed themselves through their ass and they were shitting through their mouth.
What was this?
South Park.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
They did like a Human Centipede episode like that, I think too.
They were ahead of the game. You know what's crazy is that I don't know what year it was that I stopped watching cartoons.
Yeah.
And if it wouldn't have been for me giving, we didn't hear that. Don't worry about it.
Nah, there's no way these mics picked that up. I drink a large milkshake for Christ's sake. Like
I told you, mid podcast you're gonna be like.
And I'm a very gassy person, just in general. Like there's got to be something wrong with my intestines.
No, I think you're overdoing it.
No, it's been my whole life, bro.
Anyway.